Welcome to another episode of Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. ah, hopefully, prayerfully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Hopefully, all is well. God is good, and I hope and pray that God is good in your life too. And that's real talk. Oh man. Title of this video: Don't let simple things divide us. And of course, y'all know my channel is Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. And I have my reasons of why I named this channel that. This show this stuff. And of course, if y'all notice that, for those that are regulars on my channel, and I appreciate all the support from on my lives and stuff like that. And I'm truly grateful and I'm truly thankful. And I titled this video for a reason. Usually when I'm off my lives or when I have conversation with people, relatives or friends or just everyday life, when I usually have conversation with people, even though I'm talking, I'm doing a lot more of listening to what they say and what they say and how they say it, or I try not to listen to so much of people how they feel, because a lot of times people get into their feelings about this, feelings about that. I hate this, I hate that, I hate that. But sometimes I think we let some of the simplest things divide us. And that's real. Like here's my point today. And I hear a lot of people talk about skin color. Y'all, I get a lot of the smoke. Oh, you black man this and you black man that, and you shouldn't feel this way because you're black. You shouldn't think that way because you're black. Like, I don't know why people think black people are supposed to all think alike, but whatever. But none of us really have no control over how we physically look. We have no control over how we physically look when we're born. We don't. We have no control over that. Some of us are going, from the physical perspective, we might have your relatives and your ancestors and what relatives, there's a good idea, but you're not going to know what how you physically going to look. It's not going to be, you personally don't have no control of that when you're born. Now, of course, people change their look, get surgeries and all the other stuff. I'm not even getting into that part. But a lot of times we let some of the simplest things divide us. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's my point. Let's just say you and a relative, y'all been close for all your life. Let's say any relative. And this is not speaking from a personal experience. This is just an example. And let's just say one day the relative asks you for $5. Let's just say $5. Now, y'all have exchanged probably money throughout the years, all of your life. But one day they loan you $5 or you loan them $5, whatever. And then you don't get your $5 back. Now you mad. What's up, Chis for real? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Now you mad at the person because they didn't give you your $5 back, right? Now, listen, what I'm about to say is probably not going to be popular because I know how people are about money and stuff like that. And hey, how you doing, Luxury? But if I gave somebody $5, now this is just me, and it's a relative, and we got years in. If they said let me borrow $5, in my mind, when they said to me let me borrow $5, that was just words. What's up, Jurassic? That was just words. Like, they're just how they worded it. I'm not looking at them like, oh, they borrowed $5. If that's a relative of mine and they said, let me borrow $5 and we've had history together, that's, oh, let me get $5. I am not going to think about that $5 after I give it to them. I'm not going to think about it. That $5 that I gave them is going to be gone the moment I give it to them. And this is where I mean by don't let simple things divide us, right? So if I got a relative, we've been good all of our life. I'm going to let $5 divide us. $5. See, this is where sometimes we value some of the stupidest things over relationships, and we sacrifice a relationship that been good for the most part over something as petty as $5. There is not a friend that I know of. There is no one that I know personally that I have a relationship with that can ever owe me $5. What's up, Visual? Tom, how you doing? Those that's coming into the live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. And my point is, there's no way you can owe me $5. And I mean, yeah, there's always some, people that say, oh, what if it's $100? Again, I'm not going to sever a relationship over $100. Now, you might not be able to borrow money from me, but I'm not going to sever the relationship. At that point, the only thing it's going to tell me about the person is you don't pay what you owe. But that don't mean I'm going to hate you and never speak to you or just have this anger towards you forever because over $100. I'm just going to say, okay, that's somebody I can't loan $100 to no more. But we good. I just can't let you borrow money from me. See how easy that is? I don't have to make that person an enemy. All I have to do is say, okay, you can't have access to that part of the resources that I may have at that point. That's it. We can chill, we can talk, we can laugh, we can joke. Because I know that we have more history than that. But what I'm not going to do is say, okay, I'm not going to give you, I can't loan you money no more. Now, $5, that's gone. $100, I might think about it. Like, yeah, we might even be sitting there and be like, I loaned you $100. It'd be nice to get it back. But again, I'm not going to sever a long-term relationship with somebody that we got history with over $100. What I'm just going to say is I know I can't loan you money because I love you to death, but I can't loan you money because I know I'm never going to get it back. So I can't loan you money. Now, if I'm going to give it to you, that's a different story, but I can't loan it to you because if you ask to borrow it, then my expectation is to get it back. I can't loan you no money. Because that means that I know that there's a good possibility I'm not going to get it back from you because you didn't pay me back the last time. So the whole point is at that point, if I give it to you, that means I have to expect to never get it back again. I had to give it to you, not loan it to you. Dirty money. And listen, and that's my point. That is my point. That is exactly my point. And a lot of times people, for 1986, what we're talking about is, I'm talking about severing relationships over petty stuff. That's why I said, don't let simple things divide us. That, like if I'm loaning somebody, if a relative or somebody you have a long history with, I'm not talking about somebody you don't know. I'm talking about a relative that you have a long history with, somebody you've been cool with, relative, not relative, friend, whatever. And they ask to borrow $5, and now you mad and you angry with them over $5, and you don't want to speak to them over $5. That's my point. If I loan somebody, if I loan a relative $100 and they never give it back, I'm not going to just hate them because of $100. I'm just going to say, okay, I can't loan you money no more. I don't have to sever the relationship. I just know I can't loan you money no more. That's funny. MS, that's funny. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. And that is, back to what I was saying about that. And that's the stuff that I mean by don't let simple things divide us. Like something as simple as is that you're going to sever a long-term friendship, relationship, something like that. And because here's the thing, there might be other things that person might bring to you that's more valuable than the money that you have. You get what I'm saying? Like, here's my point to that. Let's just say there's a cousin that's got your back no matter what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might not pay you that money back, but let's just say your car had broken down and you needed a way to get back, and that cousin was the one, or that relative was the one that showed up every single time. Bam. Now you're gonna sever a relationship like that. Yeah, they might then give you $100 back, but they were there 99% of the time for you. Why are you worrying about that? Don't let something as petty as that in the relationship. Dirty Money saying loan me 500, so I can't get it back. Man, I ain't talking to you. Nah, no, I know. Oh man, that's funny. Shorty said, "Who did you vote for?" I voted for Trump, and I'd do it again if I could. Lord Snooty said Trump with his spray tan, second president. Hey, be careful, because I might run for president. I might be your next president. You never know. No, it's cool. It's cool. I was just trying to make a point. I was just trying to make a point of don't let simple things divide. It's like, and the second point is, like most of the people in my life, I don't know. I don't know. They don't know me. I don't know them. And they come in and they say, making fun, jokes, whatever case may be. I don't take that personal. I mean, I like it when they come here and say the stuff that they say because I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. I embrace it. I'm not going to let that divide me and hate the person because they said something to me. I mean, I might question, what's going on in your life that you can go to someone's channel and all you want to do is throw insults. But that is what it is. If you want to know about the UK, please ask. He said Trump ain't shit. I mean, in your life, he might not be. Question: why does Trump always sleep on his back? You got enough problem with your inbreed government. See, y'all see what I'm talking about? Look at the statements, and this is where the immaturity comes in at. This is where the immaturity come in at. 1925. This is being monitored by cybersecurity. Who wins between 100 humans and one silverback gorilla? I'm gonna go with the 100 humans. Just the overwhelming effect of everybody is going to 100 people attacking one gorilla. I'm going with the 100 humans. It all depends on who the humans are too. It all depends on who the humans are too. And I'm trying to read what everybody is saying. But yeah, and that's my whole point is that he said the gorilla would get bored. So who's going with the gorilla since we asked the question? Robert, what's up, man? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Brian. Yeah, that's true. Nobody probably won't after a while. That's why I enjoy my life. He says, since Trump is hurting some other people and not you, you better hope that you ever get hurt and injured and disabled. And here's the thing, James. And the Democrats are the one voted to shut down the government. So why are y'all blaming Trump? It just got to make it to his desk. So if they're voting on it and the Democrats keep voting against it, because here's the thing, and I tried to stay away from politics today, but when people say stuff that don't make sense, I know 100% that illegal immigrants were getting money that they should not be getting. I know this 100%, and I know that nobody want to accept that part, and I'm not even going to stay on the subject. But here's the thing. Democrats, you got to pay attention to what they're talking about. They've been slickly giving money to illegal immigrants. That's why they brought these illegal immigrants over here. They've been coming over here having babies on American dollars. They've been coming over here getting health care on American dollars, my tax dollars. So until they rewrite it and do it the right way, and only American citizens are getting it, only American veterans are getting it, only Americans getting it, I want them to do whatever they need to do to make sure that they save that money for the people that actually earned it, and nobody illegal and none of these immigrants that's coming over here getting it. I don't care what the politicians are telling you. I know people that work in hospitals. I know people that work in the medical field. I know people that do medical billing. I go to the sources and find out where exactly this money is going. So you don't know what you're talking about because you keep listening to these Democrats. But the reality of it is that they're having babies on American dollars and they're not American citizens. They're getting health care from Americans dollars, but they are not American citizens from all over the world. It's not just one place. It's all over the world on American dollars. So until they fix that, I don't care how long they shut it down. I don't want my tax dollars going nowhere. I want my tax dollars to be right here at home. I don't care what your skin color is. I want you to be an American citizen. That's what I want. I don't want it going to all of these people that are not American citizens. I don't care. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Appreciate it. But my thing is this: people make these statements out of ignorance. Go talk to people that work in hospitals and billing and stuff like that. Go get the real information. Don't listen to these politicians. Go to those type of sources and guarantee you're going to find out something different. And you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know that was happening. Oh, I didn't know they was doing that. See, the thing is, they slickly write stuff in wording when it comes to this stuff when they present these bills. But what they don't tell you is that's the slick way they do it underneath. And I keep telling y'all, if you really want to know what's going on, that's why I invest in the stock market, because it tells me the truth. It tells me the truth. And you might hate me. You might not like it. But at the end of the day, I know what I'm talking about. I did not get on here to talk politics. I don't really want to get into it. I wanted to get in here because I wanted to try to talk about it, have a conversation. Don't let simple things divide us. But unfortunately, people sometimes make real ignorant statements because they hear stuff, but they don't go figure out the real resources. So doctors are on the stock market? No. But the United Healthcare and all of these healthcare companies are. So here's my point to this. This is where it comes from, the stock market. Since we ought to be on the subject. I invest in the stock market. I got money invested in the companies that rent to medical hospitals that are medical field and stuff like that. Right? So if I'm the government, I want you to hear what I'm getting ready to say. If I'm the government and these hospitals and all of these people are lobbying for this money, I got to do it slickly. This is where the slick stuff comes. Okay, so I give medical care, but I get all of these people to come have babies in America in the hospitals that we all got money invested in. Right? They're getting it so-called for free. It's not for free. What it is they're using tax dollars to pay the bill. But these very same people got money invested in this stuff. That's why they making the money from it. They got their money invested in it. They got all these people coming from all over the country, going through these hospitals, funding the government money, saying it's all for medical. They telling American citizens one thing, but they doing something else on the back end. This is why it has to stop. I have money invested in it. This is against my own interest. But I'm not stupid. It's wrong. It's very, very wrong. So again, I don't care if you ain't going to do it the right way, don't do it at all. That's how they funnel the money back to themselves. That's why people like Nancy Pelosi know when something's going to happen and how they're going to make money, because that's what they're doing. But they telling you, oh, we trying to protect health care for American citizens. Meanwhile, it ain't American citizens the only ones getting it. It's people that are not American citizens that's being paid for through, and then they're coming over here having babies and doing all this other stuff, and then going back to their own country and getting it for free. But it's not for free. It's being paid for by American tax dollars. And here's the thing. American citizens don't even get that good of treatment. They're getting better treatment than American citizens. They're getting better treatment than American citizens. You paying $1,400 a month in some cases for health care, and you don't even get half the treatment that they get when they come from another country. But you mad at Trump. That's trying to put a stop to it. Yeah, you make sense. I know what I'm talking about. And that's the sad part. But y'all, again, why do you think these Democratic politicians are fighting so hard for illegal immigrants and not American citizens? I tried to get off the subject. I tried to stick to one. Why do you think the illegal immigrants and these Democrat politicians are fighting so hard for illegal immigrants and not American citizens? Why? Because that's where their money is being made from. They're making money off of the illegal immigrants. So they don't care about American citizens because it's not financially beneficial to them. They're speaking in their own personal financial interest. That's why they're more concerned about illegal immigrants than they are about American citizens. They want to steal from American citizens' taxes and give it to the illegal immigrants. They're not really giving it to them. What they're doing is they're funneling it through it so that they can come up on the back end. That's what they're doing. That's why you see most Democratic politicians got tons of money, but they ain't never ran out one business. What's up out the pit? God bless you, brother. You ain't seen one Democratic politicians doing that type of work. They ain't ran no type of industry, but yet they doing all this slick stuff and funneling that money back to them through all of this stuff. This is why I tell people the stock market is my educator, because that tells me where money is moving at. You'll find out all the slick stuff when you look at that. That's why you don't see none of them Democratic parties going after. I'm gonna just use Nancy Pelosi. None of them are going after Nancy Pelosi for the almost $200 million she is worth. Why they not going after her? And my thing is this: y'all tell me, and I ask this question: is it over 100 people right here on this live? Anybody on my chat been helped by the Clinton Foundation? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Appreciate you, chicken. Appreciate you very, very much. God bless you. God bless you. Appreciate you. Real talk. You tell me on my live right now, how many people that has been helped by the Clinton Foundation? I ain't found one person, and I've asked this question for the last 5 years, and I haven't found one person in America that ever been helped by the Clinton Foundation. Not one. Not one. Okay, Lord Snooty said, I have. What they do for you? What did they do for you? He probably not even American, because that's where it is. That's why they say they're renowned global. Yes, I'm deport them all. Anyway, again, but they don't want to accept that part. They don't want to accept that part. They don't want to accept that part. Yes, Malcolm X did. Malcolm X said, listen, the liberals is the one, the white liberals is the one you got to talk about. Now, he wasn't talking from being a racist perspective. He was trying to identify the people that he was saying. And it was those liberals that you got to watch out for. And my point he's making was, they're out there saying one thing, but then they go home to their gated communities. They're out there like in Chicago. You see all these white liberals out there talking about, oh, we don't need the ICE and all this other stuff. You go back and follow them home and see where they live at. So they want destruction in Chicago. They want black communities and melanated communities to be destroyed. But then they pack up and go where they live and it ain't even affecting them. But yet they're in your neighborhood protesting. Where they at on a regular basis, you don't even see those faces. They don't even live there. They don't even live in none of these communities they keep protesting in. They pack up and they ship out and go where they live. They want the destruction for you. That's why they want it to stay that way. And then they want to go back. They go back to their own neighborhood. They don't even live where you at. But they're protesting in where you at. Trying to virtually signal like they care about you. Yeah, okay. Somebody said deport Ron. Troy Sullivan said deport Ron. That's cool. You can deport me. They can try. Plasterhead. I would join ICE. Yep, I did. Fruzy said he dropped out of high school because he's rating like that orange fella. I ain't reading all of it, but you know what I mean. No research for MAGA liars. Chris, let me tell you something. I'm going to put it to you like this. So you said MAGA liars, right? So let's just go with Trump campaign. He said he was going to close the border, but he did it. He said he was going to deport. He's doing it. He said that the economy was going to come back. It's doing it. My portfolio looks way better under Trump than it did under the Joe Biden administration, by far more. He said he campaigned on no tax on tips. It's done. He campaigned on no tax on overtime. It's done. All of the stuff that he was campaigning on, I voted for, I've been getting. So where's the lies in that? See, the thing about it is, y'all can't even tell me what Obama campaigned on and you actually got. Tell me what Obama campaigned on, or anybody, or Joe Biden campaigned on, and you actually got. Because here's what Joe Biden campaigned on. He said Joe Biden campaign was Build Back Better. That's what he campaigned on. Joe Biden ran on Build Back Better. That was what Joe Biden ran on. Meanwhile, when he got in office, everything got worse. Nothing got better. Not one thing got better. So he said build back better, and meanwhile, all he did was destroyed everything and had no plan on how to put it back better. Be honest with you, Trump should have been the one that ran on Build Back Better. Because since Trump got back in office, things have been getting better. Now, you might not like that, but that's the truth. You might feel some kind of way about it, but that's the truth. I don't have to do research. My stock accounts, my investments, everything is affected by that. My bank accounts, everything is affected by that. And everything has gotten better since he got back in office. The thing is, you didn't prepare for what he was talking about. You didn't prepare for what he was talking about. I did. I listened. I didn't care if he was black, white, orange, green. I didn't care about none of that. I listened and I shifted and moved because of what he was saying. Because I knew one thing is, from the last time he campaigned, he seemed to be a man of his word. And guess what? Because I positioned myself, he was a man of his word, I'm getting the benefit. What about the poor people? All right, so here's the thing. Why are they poor? I was poor. I grew up poor. Poorer than poor. I grew up poorer than poor. I knew as a kid, I grew up poorer than poor. So you talking to the poor right now. Somebody who grew up poor. But guess what I wasn't? Lazy. Once I realized as a kid that if I did something and learn how to do something, people actually pay you. Oh, imagine that concept. If I learn how to do something, people will actually pay you for it. I learned this at 12 years old. 12. So I knock on my neighbor's door and say, can I sweep your floor, your sidewalk? Yeah, you can, little man. Here's $2. Oh, wow. I would go to the supermarket and pack people groceries and carry their groceries home. Here you go, little man. Here's a couple of dollars. Unknown opinionoid, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very, very much. Here you go, little man. So it don't make sense to me. I realized as a young man that, oh, wow. So I learned as a young man how to hang doors, how to install windows, how to fix flat tires. So my thing is this. I was poor and I learned how to do stuff and realized that if you learn how to do something of value, people are willing to pay for it. Imagine that. You can actually bring yourself out of poverty. You can actually bring yourself out of poverty. That's amazing. Interesting. So if I go do something for people, provide them with something that they're not willing to do themselves or don't want to do, they'll pay me for it? Let me see how far this goes. Let me just see how far this goes. It's my point. This is my point. So sometimes people are impoverished because they chose to be. Not everybody. Some people have hard times, mishaps. I get that part. But some people are impoverished because they chose to be. They made all of the right poverty decisions to end up where they are. They did. So for everybody that's impoverished, I don't feel sorry for people that's impoverished. Because here's the thing, I'm a Bible believer. And the Bible says if a man don't work, he shouldn't eat. That's what it says. And it's talking about whether you're a man or woman or human. If you don't work, you shouldn't eat. So here's my point. Let's say you was the one getting up and doing the work. And after you did all your work all week long, they took all of your paycheck and gave it to everybody else that's sitting around ain't doing nothing. How long would that last before you decide you ain't doing it no more? No, I ain't no millionaire. I ain't close to it. I'm not even close to it. See, my thing is this. When you lazy and you don't want to do anything, you get the results that you're working for. So if every day I got up and I did nothing productive, and then I go to sleep and get up the next day and do nothing productive, I'm earning my position. I'm doing everything I do to be exactly where I'm at. Because my time is spent on a day-to-day basis doing absolutely nothing. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. If you want something, you got to do something to get something. I work every single day. I bust my behind every single day. Years. Never called out. Rarely have I ever called out from a job. Rarely have I ever been late for a job. I've been working since I was a kid. And I'm rarely ever late, rarely ever called out. When I go to work, I do what I'm supposed to do to the best level possible. Imagine that. Imagine that. And actually putting in the work and seeing the results of that. Imagine that. So my thing is this, if you're in poverty right now, if I'm talking to you and you're in poverty, and you ain't got nothing going on in your life, you broke, busted, and disgusted, probably can't be trusted. Learn how to do something. You don't have to have all this high education. Learn how to do something and be great at that. I don't care what it is. Find out what people need. I'm talking to the impoverished. Somebody that right now on my live that might be impoverished. Find out what people need. Learn how to do one or two things extremely well and provide a service for somebody. And I guarantee you, over a short period of time, if you're consistent, you will bring yourself outside of poverty. And you will be on the other side that say, oh, that's all it took, huh? That's all it took, huh? That's it. Even a crackhead, a drug addict. When I was growing up, they'll learn how to fix your car just so they can go get drugs. Because they didn't want to steal from somebody. I'm not saying all of them, because a lot of them steal. I ain't talking about all of them. A lot of the crackheads back then was steal. But there was some that didn't want, they had some, for some reason, they still had a level of morals. Say, no, I'll change your car battery for you. I'll fix that flat for you. I'll change some tires for you. They still was willing to earn it even though they were drug addicts. But you got people that not on drugs, sit up in the house all day long, don't do nothing with their time, and expect something different. You gotta be out of your mind. I don't feel sorry for people like that. I don't. Listen, I do not feel sorry for people like that. I'm sorry, I just don't. Because I was that person. I grew up poor, and I wasn't poor because of my choices. I was poor because that was a situation I was born in. But I could have either let that be an excuse or got up and worked for mine. That's it. And I had brothers that did the same thing. We worked our way out of it. So I don't get it. Well, I'm going to be honest. He said, so for y'all, they can be mad all they want. Y'all can be mad all you want to. Y'all can call me uneducated, stupid, whatever. He said, I believe in Jesus' teaching, but I don't want to help the poor. What are you talking about? Listen, I want you to go read the Bible and explain to me, what are you talking about? Because clearly you don't read the Bible. I don't have a problem with helping somebody. Because there were moments where people have helped me. But see, my thing is, poor is a spirit. It's a mentality. So you telling me, I'm going to ask the question, Cobra, Commander, if you got up every day and went to work, right? And your neighbor, let's say you had a neighbor next door to you. All they did was got up, get high, get drunk, do all types of stuff. You working for yours. They life is falling apart and you watching it. You see what they do with their time every single day. You going to keep helping that. You was a fool. I guarantee you don't. I'm going to tell you how I know you don't know more about the Bible than I do. Because you said you went to school for it. I never went to school for the Bible. See, the thing about it is, if you knew the Bible, if you really knew the Bible, you know the first thing you would have said to me? You are a born-again Christian in Christ. So you can't understand the Bible if you're not born again in Christ. So you're going to get a man intellectual thing, a perspective of what the Bible is saying. You're not going to get the word of God from God because God ain't in you. So you can't tell me you know the Bible more than I do. You know what man taught you. See, I'm taught from the Holy Spirit, the presence of God. And through my experience, I understand the Bible. Not through intellect, through my experience. That's the difference between me and you. So you can't tell me what you know about the Bible because honestly, you don't. You think you do. Because if the Holy Spirit is not in you, teaching you the word of God, you have no clue what it's saying. But I'm just saying. Y'all quote these scriptures, but y'all have no idea what they apply to. Because at the same time, the Bible says if a man don't work, he shouldn't eat. That's what it says. If a man don't work, he shouldn't eat. You know what that means? If you didn't earn it, you shouldn't get it. And my other thing is this. If every man in the world was lazy, right? And didn't want to work for nothing, we wouldn't have bridges. We wouldn't have cars. We wouldn't have houses. We wouldn't have plumbing. We wouldn't have electrical. We wouldn't have none of the stuff that men build and do every single day. So if everybody was like you said, which have a poverty mentality because they don't want to do anything, how in the world we have all this greatness that has been done before we even got here? You're not making sense. See, my thing is this. You don't have what you don't have because, listen, you got other people that are willing to die and sacrifice their life to go to a country like this one. Now, you come over here legally, I ain't for that. You immigrate over here the right way, I'm for that. But here we are right now in the land of opportunity. It is so great that someone is willing to put their whole family on the line to get here. And you complaining about America. Someone is willing to put their whole family on the line to come here, and you here. Being ungrateful. That's why I love my country, because it gave me all types of opportunity. And I refuse to let it fall in the hands of the enemy. A black man, so y'all want to say, right here in America, so y'all want to say, with that flag behind me, so y'all want to say, and that Second Amendment representation. Right here in America. No, I don't care how anybody else feel. It's been great to me, even though I grew up poor. So therefore, that's why I voted for leadership that's going to put America first. Not me, America. I'm American, so that benefits me. I ain't got, listen, you can assume, listen, you obviously you never been on my live before. Because I'll be having fun. This is hilarious. This is where it gets exciting. Making sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. This is exciting. This is what I like. I didn't even want to go this way. I was trying to bring in the, I was talking about don't let simple things divide you. And listen, I'm not mad at nobody for what they say. You can say what you want, put it in the chat. I appreciate it. I really do. I'll be honest with you. Anybody been on my chat long enough, they know I appreciate it. I love to smoke. Regardless of whether you like me or not, I love to smoke. I enjoy it. It's hilarious to me. I love it. I thank you for everyone for coming into my life, saying all the wonderful things that you say about me. Oh man, y'all funny, man. I love y'all, man. I really do. I love it. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I don't have no hate to nobody. I'm real tough. I'll stress how I feel and how I think in my perspective. But in reality, you got to think about some of the stuff that you say before you say it. You do. And you don't have to agree with me. You can have your stance and you can stand 10 toes on it. That's real talk. You can have your belief and you can stand 10 toes on it. And that's cool. That's real cool. That's real. Listen, and I'm okay with it. I'm not mad at nobody on my live. I'm not upset. I don't hate y'all. You know what I mean? I love all y'all. Listen, at the end of the day, I believe what I believe, and I'm going to stand on what I stand on. But I don't have no hate for nobody. I ain't mad at nobody. I ain't angry with nobody. I can't, that's why I welcome it. I mean, there's a certain level of when people come to my live where I just feel like, okay, you're just doing too much. And I will put that person in time out. But for the vast majority of people, you ain't got to agree with me. That's cool. Why can't we disagree and have fun at the same time? It ain't that serious. It really isn't. I pray the best for y'all just like I pray the best for myself. And most of the case, I pray the best for y'all. Why? Because I already know God. And I'm willing to earn from work hard for mine and do what I got to do for mine. But I want the best for everybody, especially my brothers and sisters in Christ and my people that are American citizens. I want the best for them. So when I voted for Trump, even though I know a lot of people didn't like him, I felt as though he was best for the country. Not me, just me personally, for the country. But I wish a lot of people would have been listening to Trump as opposed to listening to everybody else. Honestly, you should have really been listening, not hearing all the rhetoric, just listen. Because everything that they was telling me he was, I found out my own that he wasn't. I didn't listen to nobody. I said, no, I'm going to go check. They said that Trump supporters are racist. I'm going to go check and see. I'm going to go around them. So I did. So I went around them. Now I ain't had no Trump this, nothing on. I just went around them. See what would their response be, because I know I'm a black man. That's what they call me. And guess what? I was met with love and respect. I was treated with respect. Most of the hate that I get, most of the ridicule that I get is from the ones that match my skin and liberals. That's who I get the most hate from. It's cool. I ain't bothered by it. But I'm just saying. Y'all tell on yourself when y'all come to my live. Because every last time I go on live, all of those type of people throw nothing but insults. They tell on themselves. But they will say that the Trump supporters are the haters, but the Trump supporters, I don't even be talking about Trump. But they come in and they just see the flag and they immediately assume, but guess what they don't do? They don't throw insults at me. They don't call me all types of names. They don't say ignorant stuff to me. They don't. It's always the liberals and the ones that match my skin color, which is, in my opinion, it is what it is. But hey, I'm sorry, but I have to, when I read, these chats on here is too small. I can't see all that. See, again, Cobra Commander, you're not listening to what I said. Now, here's the thing. If I see a brother in need, which I am a person that if I see somebody in need, I'm willing to help them. But guess what I'm not going to do? Is support lazy behavior. See, you thinking it's about not helping people. I said lazy people. People that have an opportunity to do something and they still refuse to do it. So my point, it goes back to an old saying. I can either teach you how to fish or I can do the fishing for you all the time. So if I die, your supply of fish It's going to always be contingent on what I do. See, I teach people how to fish. I teach people how to invest. I teach people how to build. I teach people how to make. That's how you help somebody. You give them a knowledge for them to put the work together themselves so that way they can help themselves. That's what that is. See, what happens when you become the one, the only supplier, guess what you become to them? You become the one they worship. You become the one they praise. You become God for them. And then you don't even realize that you have become God to them, and you like the position of being God to them because their total resource is based on what you do for them. Now you have took the position of God as opposed to leading them to God and let God be the one to supply their needs and let God use you to help position them there so they can help themselves along with their relationship with God. But that the way you read that Bible, you didn't see that part. But I mean, it is what it is. God bless every single one of y'all. I'm not an angry liar. But again, it goes back to a simple knowledge. If I am the source of your provision, then I become the God that you serve. If all of your resources come through me, I'm the God that you serve. Because I can dictate everything that you do because I am the one supplying all your needs. That's why it's not good to keep helping somebody. It's all right to give them a leg up. But at some point, then you're going to become their only resources. They can't see God because you're in the way. They can't see God because you in the way. Because every time God tries to get to them, you keep jumping in the way because you think they need you. They don't need you. They need God. God told you to help them, give them the leg up, but you felt so good about it. You just felt, I want to keep helping. Meanwhile, they still in a situation. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I used to be that person and I learned better. That's what they do. You don't think people, when you help people, they don't work. I'm putting it to you like this. Here's my point. When somebody impoverished, that's why they worship government so much and they don't even realize what they're doing. Because they rely so much on government because government is their supplier. That's why the minute they start talking about cuts and stopping something, what do people do? They lose their mind because now they're worship to the government, and what the government's supposed to be doing is going to dictate their livelihood, what they have and what they don't. See, my thing is this. You might not getting down on your knees and worshiping them, but you're definitely worshiping them because they're the ones that you rely on and you count on. You might not be saying you are, but you are because that's the one you're relying on and you're counting on. So when someone starts talking about, helping the poor, it's all right to give people a leg up. But the minute they start relying on you, you're not helping them. You're only doing it because it feels good to you. Now it becomes selfish to you. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing that for you. And let them do something wrong to you. Let them do something you don't like and you get mad at them. Then you're going to control and manipulate the situation based off of what the resource say. No, I ain't giving you nothing no more. Why? Because you disrespected me. You said this to me. You did that to me. See, the problem is you let them worship you as opposed to leading them to God. It became about you. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe what I'm saying don't make sense. I don't know. I'm just saying. No, but I pay for people that do it. The people that made my flag and the people that got my oil, I paid for it. I paid for it. You know how I paid for it? I went and exchanged my labor for money, and the money that I got paid for what I got. See how that works? That's why they call it currency. That's why they call it currency. Exchange for goods and services. See how that work? I go work for it. I earn money. I take the money. The people that make flags, they selling them. They put a price on it. I take the money. I go buy the flag. In exchange, I work for it. I go get what I want. Guess what? Somebody worked and made that flag. Now they're going to get paid. They're going to take their money and go purchase the resources and the things that they need or want. See how that works? But I'm the dumb one. But I'm the stupid one. See how that works? Like, here's the point. Y'all look at my live right now. I'm going to make a last point. See, top to bottom hair and skincare? I purchased product from them. Guess why? Because I don't want to make it myself. And I found out that top to bottom hair and skincare make very, very good product, right? So I go get what I call Afro Magic because they make good product that I use in my hair. They make good product that I use on my skin. They make good product that I wash my behind with. I'm not making this stuff. They make it. So I go to my job and how all the resources that I use to earn money, I take some of my money, and because they make it, I go purchase it from them. And then they might need some other stuff, and they take that money and go purchase it for what they need from someone else. That's why we have a currency system to exchange for goods and services. And by the way, I love their product. Best product I've ever used on myself, by far. So if you on this live and you see top to bottom hair and skincare, y'all might want to check them out. That's not a shallow understanding. That's simplicity. I know y'all don't understand simplicity, but listen, before we were doing this money exchange, people were writing IOU notes. Historically, they was writing IOU notes. You know what the IOU notes mean? It means I owe you something for what you did for me. I know y'all don't understand that part, but historically, people, like, here's my point. I go to the store, I might not have cash, right? Let's say you don't have no money. See how this works? That store got some bread and some eggs that you may need. And you say, well, I ain't got no money, but there's a way I can earn it. Is there anything that I can do for you that can earn it and I can take the bread and the eggs? There's an exchange for goods and services. You didn't even use cash to get it. You just gave them a service. But you telling me I don't understand that. Okay. Y'all living this life every single day, but I'm the dumb one. Y'all doing this every single day, but I'm the dumb one. When you go to your job, they didn't give you money immediately. They made you earn it. They said, I don't know what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, if you got a job, when you go punch that clock, they didn't give you no money. What did they give you? A job. They said, you're going to have to give us a week or 2 weeks or 40 hours, whatever it is, and then we're going to pay you that money. And then you took the money and went and got them and used the money to pay your electric bill, gas bill, mortgage, whatever it is. So what part of that y'all not understanding? What part of that did you not comprehend? That's real simplistic. That's exactly how it works. So what part of that did you not comprehend? But God bless y'all. God bless y'all. I'm just, hey, listen, this is my show. I do this every day around 10 o'clock in the morning, right? If you're on this live, go check out Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. They make hair care products, skincare products. Every Tuesday, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What we do on my channel is we have what we call Top to Bottom Tuesdays. So if you have hair care hair care issues, skincare issues, stuff like that, they on my channel at 6 o'clock p.m. live. And you can come in at that time and you can ask questions about the products that they make. It's called Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. If you're on my live and you got hair care, skincare product issues, whatever, you got questions. Every Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m., the CEO of the company is on my channel live, and you can ask all the questions that you want. If you have issues that you may want, questions you may have, hair care products, skincare products, and they also make candles. You can always check out their website, which is at Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare You go to their YouTube page. You can, their link to their store is there. Check them out. No, this is not paid advertisement. No, nothing like that. Yes, I use their product. I communicate with them. They're on my channel. They don't pay me to say this stuff. I do it because I personally use their product and I love it. And I'm happy with it. Anyway, and outside of that, every Sunday, 12 o'clock noon. Listen, y'all, there's a lot of things that I'm doing on this channel besides just me up here hollering and screaming sometimes. There's a lot of things that I'm doing on this channel. Every Sunday at 12 o'clock noon, Eastern Standard Time, we have what we call the Fracker Show. Right? And that is me and a group of guys that we all get together. Ant Like the Bug, R.I.P. Bam Bam, my brother, the Fattatula Show, and my brother Out the Pit. And me, myself, we all get together on Sundays, 12 o'clock noon, and we call it the Frackers. And we just act the fool on there. If you're looking for a place to go on Sundays at 12 o'clock noon, something to laugh about, joke about, it's not about politics and stuff like that. We do sometimes get into little, not arguments, but self-discussion, but most of the time it's just us acting a fool. And it's very, very funny. It's very, very hilarious. This is a show that you can come in on Sundays, 12 o'clock noon. So that way you can check out the show and you can follow all 4 channels. And believe me when I tell you, you're going to love it. The show is off the roof. It's very, very funny. If you go through my channel and you look for the Fracker Show and look at some of the videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. And we do the show live. You know what I mean? So it's not scripted or anything like that. And there's a whole lot of other things that I'm working on in the background to improve my channel. And that way my channel, this channel here, Ron's Opinion Don't Matter, will not be one-dimensional. It'll be a lot of other things that I'm introducing to my channel. So if you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, if you follow the channel, enjoy the journey that we're on, believe me when I tell you, you're going to love it. What's up, V? How you doing? And everybody on my chat, please, thank you very, very much. Number one, I don't take your time lightly. I really don't. I appreciate y'all spending the time here with me. I appreciate y'all hitting the like button. I appreciate y'all hitting the subscribe button. I appreciate the smoke. I appreciate the hate. It's all good. We're having fun over here, and we're going to enjoy this journey. But again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Help this channel grow. There's a lot of things that I'm doing in the background to try to improve my channel. But again, appreciate y'all. Listen, I have no hate towards nobody. I love y'all all. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all time because I know the most valuable thing that you have is your time. And you decided, regardless of whether you like what I'm saying or not, you decided to spend that time with me. And I want to say thank you. And I want to say I appreciate it very, very much. But the other thing I want to say is this. There's a lot of things that Ron's opinion don't matter with. But the one thing I always say my opinion does matter is when it comes to having a relationship with God. And if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, that is by far the best opinion I can give you, is to get to know God like I would and like I did. And that'll be the whole, that will be the biggest change you'll ever make in your life. That will be the most major change you'll ever make in your life. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, that and by far is the biggest, the most effective change you can make in your life. And with that said, I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate every single one of y'all. See y'all hopefully tomorrow. God bless every single one of y'all. And I'm out of here. Peace.